listening to Sports Radio Detroit.
Welcome to Grave Discussions. I'm your host, Barnabas.
And I am your co-host, Samael. Welcome to episode 85. Be of good fear.
It's the most bloodiest time of the year.
Yes, I'm excited.
Oh, me too, guys. We are back now after a little over a week of being gone. We had to celebrate the Thanksgiving festivities, of course, and I had a nice little break from work, which was good. Saw a lot of movies. Later on, played some games, you know, the good stuff.
Really good stuff.
But I did miss all you gravers and grave discussions, of course, and you, Samael.
Yeah, I really did. Usually, grave discussions, this is the thing where once a week, like, it's probably my favorite day when we record this. Mm-hmm. So, like, the fact that we missed out last week kind of made me, like, kind of anxious, you know? Because, like, I'm used to a certain routine. So when the routine gets broken, at least you did come by last week. Mm-hmm. And, you know, we did watch a few things. Mm-hmm. And it was still good. Honestly, horror is me life, so as long as the day is filled up with something horror-related, I'm fine. I had enough turkey, had enough mac and cheese, had some lasagna rolls, some honey barbecue chicken, had a whole bunch of stuff over the holidays. But, you know, now we got to get back into the groove.
Oh, we do, and we're going to do that today, which it's officially December, by the way, so yes. It's okay now to celebrate, you know, the Christmas or holiday season. So today we're going to be talking about two kind of more underrated Christmas-themed horror films, and two pretty recent ones actually within this decade, so not that old, but they are pretty cool. We're going to be doing that, of course, in our main segment, but first we got to spread a little holiday fear to our gracious and giving host network, Sports Radio Detroit.
Yes, and you can find our gracious hosts on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Just look up Sports Radio Detroit. That's SRD, Sports Radio Detroit, not Detroit Sports Radio.
That's right. And if you want to be very merry, you can also go to the website and check out the Fanatics page. We are doing kind of like a little partnership thing with Fanatics, where if you want to go to the site, you can check it out. You can click on one of those images and go to Fanatics and buy some Detroit branded sports stuff. So if you're a sports fan, there you go. But we are going to start off, as always, here with the horror news. And it's been about 2 weeks now, so there's been a lot going on recently. This first article is a sad one, but we got to get it out of the way here.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So Michael J. Pollard, who was an actor on House of a Thousand Corpses and
Bonnie and Clyde,
a whole bunch of other stuff, recently passed away.
At 80 years old.
Very sad. Does it say from what?
No, it didn't specify.
Okay. Well, not that it's, you know, super important, but RIP to him. He was great. He has, I don't know, he just has like a very recognizable face.
He does. He has that soft, friendly guy face.
Yeah. He's a good actor too. He was in Sleepaway Camp 3.
I remember.
Melvin and Howard, He Did Vengeance, American Gothic, a bunch of stuff.
American Gothic, yeah. I watched that one recently.
Oh, yeah. I don't... Oh, yeah, the one where they're on the island or wherever. Yeah, that one was good. Apparently also in Tales from the Crypt. So... that's interesting.
Awesome.
Yeah. So RIP to him. Let's move on to a bit happier news here, though. This next article is something I'm actually anticipating a lot.
Me too. Along with that new 80s documentary.
Yeah.
This will tie in well with that because Savini is like a legend.
It really will.
Especially of the 80s.
Oh, yeah. So Tom Savini, well deserving, should have already had this distributed, made, whatever. Getting his own documentary on Shudder this December. It's going to be called Smoke and Mirrors.
I'm so excited. I want to hear about his war stories and how that helped him like
Hmm.
make his gore more realistic and really like be comparable to the things he saw out in the war zone. And I
Yeah.
want to see like the work he did if he talks about, the Prowler and Friday the 13th. And I want to see where he got his start in full detail, because we watched Into Pieces, I think it was
Yeah.
called. And it talked about Tom Savini here and there, especially about his special effects, like the ones he did for the Prowler, and then
Mhm.
his days in Nam and stuff like that. But I want to see like the full story,
Mhm.
because I mean, dude, I've known about Tom Savini since I was a kid, but we just haven't gotten too much on him, and this is well deserved because he is a horror special effects goat.
Yeah. The first time I think I ever actually like saw Tom Savini was in From Dusk Till Dawn, I want to say. Like I probably had seen something beforehand of his work, but that was my first real like exposure to Tom Savini. So and I love that movie, as you know. So yeah, this is going to be really cool. And the fact that Shudder has it, I think, is perfect after the horror noir documentary.
Yes.
I know that there's that like Leviathan documentary on there as well about Hellraiser, I think, which I still gotta watch. But they have so much of that
They
content.
even
It's
have
amazing.
Crystal Lake Memories, and then
Yeah,
Freddy Krueger's story as well.
yeah, exactly.
It's like Shudder. Oh yeah, by the way, I grabbed my own Shudder subscription recently.
Oh, nice. Okay. You
No
don't
more-
have to use
no-
mine.
Yeah, no more piggybacking.
No, that's awesome. It's well worth it. We're not sponsored by them or anything,
But
but
we love
well worth
Shudder.
It's absolutely like the most celebratory horror thing that there can be, and this is going to be on their December 16th.
Oh yeah, Shudder's definitely in tune with horror culture.
Mm.
Tubi's really good for horror movies though, because like they have a lot of classic ones, but like it's not only horror. Shudder gives you that feel of it,
Mhm. Yeah.
and Shudder is honestly like the best.
It really is. And guys, if you're in Canada as well, there's a little bit at the end. You will also be able to see Smoke and Mirrors December 16th, I believe. So
Especially you Canadians.
especially you guys. So let's move on to this next and last article here. This one was kind of cool because I had heard about this adaptation, but there's some casting news, which is pretty exciting.
The dude from was it A Cure to
A Cure for Wellness.
Cure for
yeah.
Wellness? Yeah, he's in there.
Yeah. So Dane.
Longest fucking movie ever, by the way.
Really? Oh, I still gotta watch it. But Dane DeHaan, who was in that movie, joins Julianne Moore in Apple's adaptation of Stephen King's Lisey's story. Pretty interesting. Also, not mentioned in the title, but Clive Owen is in this one too. So really, really good casting, I think, so far. I don't know much about Lisey's story. I've seen it on the shelf before, but I really kind of have no clue what it's about. But it's Stephen King, so I mean, I'm down to check it out.
I think really now, since horror is kind of running out of like brand new ideas, seems like they're just running to the shelf and grabbing Stephen King, stuff and just making a whole like, script out of it. And I think it's a good idea because like I think Stephen King, a lot of his stories were ahead of their time. Like it's way more innovative than anything modern horror has to bring, besides like Midsommar and
Mhm.
Hereditary and things of that nature. But I think it's pretty smart because I really usually enjoy Stephen King adaptations. I loved it. I loved, even though he didn't like it, I loved The Shining.
Yeah.
We love Dr. Sleep, as
Mhm.
people know. The Langoliers was awesome. The Stand is awesome. So
Yeah.
it's pretty good to see like his lesser known stuff, at least in like the public view.
Pop culture and
Yeah,
stuff, yeah.
exactly. So I think it's pretty interesting. I think it's a good idea.
No, I think it's a good idea as well. I'm kind of interested in the story. Basically, the synopsis here says it's described as a deeply personal thriller that follows Lisey, portrayed by Julianne Moore, 2 years following the death of her husband. Not really a whole lot else there, but it seems like it's going to be kind of like a psychological thriller, which, if there's one thing that Stephen King does really well, apart from having original concepts, is integrating those supernatural, mysterious, dreary concepts with like real life. And sometimes it's a little overly long, but he usually does a pretty good job of, giving us that small town feel, that real life kind of feel. Like It's
Exactly.
not just a book character. Like this could be a real character, So this movie kind of sounds like it's doing that. I think it'll be successful, especially with this casting. And For some reason, J.J. Abrams is on board to produce this through his Bad Robot Productions. He's got a bit of a different style, but I think he likes the genre a lot. So, I mean, we'll see. I'm interested to see who's going to direct. Actually, I don't think
James Wan.
that would be interesting. Yeah, we'll see. It's just Lizzie's story with ghosts. But guys, be on the lookout for more info on that one. It's really just the casting right now. But we've got a few trailers right now, and then we'll get into our main discussion. This first trailer is called Apparition, coming out December 27th in theaters and on VOD.
It's another one of those technological horror things, like, using my youngest son's app, he can help you communicate with the dead.
Yeah.
And then guess what? It doesn't go okay. Something goes wrong.
Yeah. Honestly, I think the trailer actually makes it look a little bit more interesting than the premises.
Yeah, they didn't really
describe.
They didn't really reveal all too much other than shit's gonna go down, and that's pretty much the basic lesson with movies like this. If you're gonna fuck with a Ouija board, don't do it. Something will go wrong. If you're gonna fuck with technological ghost stuff, don't do it. Something will go wrong. Are you trying to summon the devil? Don't do it. Something will go wrong. That's like the main lesson. Kind of like The Descent, don't go into caves. This one is...
right? Just don't even use technology.
Yeah, for real.
No, but this does seem, I think, kind of similar to this one, I think, Thai movie or something like that came out kind of recently about some kind of killer app game or some shit like that. I don't know, but,
Bedeviled.
yeah. I mean, that was actually kind of solid. This one looks okay. Literally the little line here starts off by saying Apparition follows a group of millennials. When you put that right in there, nobody wants to watch it, bro. Even millennials don't want to hear that it's just about a group of why is that important?
Yeah, just be like a group of teenagers. Remember back in the day where like people wouldn't be called out, like it's like not like when they made movies with boomers, it's like a group of boomers, like no, it's just like okay, boomer. It's like okay. I don't know, dude. It's so like corny when you put it like a group of black teens. Like, it's like, dude, stop specifying. Like, no, you're not gonna get anyone's attention.
Like, would you want to watch like The Irishman if the description was just a group of boomers do mafia business? Like,
exactly.
Nah, not really.
A group of young Jewish folk. Just say a group of teenagers. That automatically draws people in, especially the teenage crowd, dude.
Exactly. I don't know. I don't get that. But yeah, like I said, luckily the trailer makes it look a little bit better. It does look kind of, brooding, gloomy. The atmosphere looks okay. Like you said, they didn't really give away too much. I don't know about the main guy, but we'll see. Other than that, it looks like your typical kind of teenager ghost fare. So we'll see.
Yeah.
But I will say the setting does seem at least kind of cool. It's one of those kind of old school, like London castles or schools or something like that. So we'll see. December 27th, you can check that one out. This next one actually looked pretty good to me, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh my god.
It's called Snatchers, coming out January 7th 2020 on digital, and then February 18th on DVD and Blu-ray.
And then the lesson for this one is don't have unprotected sex, because then you're gonna have an alien baby.
Yeah, it's really very comedy focused horror. I will say this though, from what the little sneak peeks of the monsters that we did get seemed like, it seems pretty cool, I will say. And the comedy actually looks all right. Like, it doesn't seem too forced. Cinematography looks, okay. It kind of looks like, in tone, the new Critters content, sort of.
I was gonna say it was like Book of Monsters ish. Or
yeah, that's fair. I think it definitely has that sort of comedic vibe to it.
All the camera fucking shots, all the cinematography is like really close up though. Like,
it's got those like whooshing close up things.
I really kind of
that
shit kind of puts me off.
Kind of common for these type of movies, I feel like.
I need to see someone from the waist up from a normal angle at least a few times. Enough of these like really close up shots. Like they just make me super like what's the word for it? Claustrophobic.
I feel you. I mean, if they're trying to make you feel that way, then I get it. But filmmakers aren't always trying to do that. They're just trying to make you react in another way.
I think this movie's another like allegorical movie about how if you had unprotected sex, you're gonna have a baby that's gonna ruin your life.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. The good thing is, though, that it does look like it has the potential to be bloody, funny,
Oh yeah.
and just overall pretty fun. So, and I don't really know if we've seen a movie quite like this. There have been a couple, like I think there was one called Hell Baby or some shit like that. And
Oh boy.
and obviously all the Child of the Devil, Antichrist, whatever
Yeah.
type of
Kind of
movies.
sick of those.
But I mean, since this one is kind of like a monster, I'm a little bit more curious. We'll see how it goes. That one's coming out again January 7th on digital, February 18th on DVD and Blu-ray. And this last one is probably my most anticipated, coming out April 24th, 2020 in theaters. It's called Antebellum. And this is a brand new one, actually, from the producers of Get Out and Us.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I can't really tell what it was about, honestly.
Me neither.
I saw the trailer and I do not get it. So that's really good.
No, yeah, I like that it really didn't give anything away. What we did see was pretty powerful, I feel like.
I read through the comments. It's like about time travel.
That's kind of what it seems like, because it's got multiple scenes of like, black people in the present as well as in the past, and particularly during times of slavery, which wasn't that long ago. But, these were like the more colonial kind of slave times. And it kind of seems like it's going to be something involving either time travel or like time displacement, or I wonder if it's something about like ancestors and their like generational blood relatives or something.
Maybe
like
it's
that.
still about feeling the effects of said past trauma,
right?
Even though when the current, you don't really need a time machine to really go back. You could just kind of hear it in like the hatred of like like the more like racist people. I mean, toss around the N-word and then but I don't know. I think racism still obviously exists, and it doesn't really take a lot to make black people like kind of have flashbacks to the past about the really shitty times that even their grandparents had to go through, like grandparents.
Yeah,
like people we know, their grandparents were beaten during segregation, and like you said, it was not even segregation. Slavery was not that long ago.
Right, true facts. And so I'm pretty sure that this movie is going to be something along those lines that we've mentioned, but again, nothing really super clear. But it definitely looks like it's going to be a powerful film. Looks like it has the potential to be pretty scary, with that dark kind of atmosphere, very emotional atmosphere. So I am very interested to see more, but we do have to wait, unfortunately, several months until it comes out.
At least we're getting like a real genre film now.
Yeah. No, I mean, this one looks good. I don't even want to say it's like woke or anything like that. It just looks like a good film about something that is terrifying.
It was shot well. It was dark. It was creepy. And it made you think. It made you kind of like have to analyze like, yo, what is this really about? And those films are usually the best, a la The Lighthouse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. I can't wait for this one. It's starring Janelle Monáe, and it was directed by Gerard Bush and Christopher Renz. So be on the lookout, guys, and let us know if you're excited about that one. But I think it's time now for our main discussion. But before we get into that, we do have a few words from some other SRD shows, so stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Jeremy Bryant. Catch me, E, and Brian on Pearson's Piece, 8 to 9 a.m. on Sports Radio Detroit Network, CRB, on Spotify, iTunes, anywhere else you can find podcasting.
Because I feel like a salad tossing might feel good.
What? Out of Bounds Detroit podcast. Tuesday morning and Friday mornings here on SportsRadioDetroit.com.
And welcome back, holiday horror fiends. So, as I mentioned before, we have two films that we're going to be talking about today. Pretty underlooked, underrated Christmas-themed horror films from the past decade. The first one
is
Better Watch Out.
And this came out roughly 3 years ago. It stars Olivia DeJonge and Ed Oxenbould. And if you feel like you recognize them, it's because you do, because they were also brother and sister in the movie The Visit.
Yes, yeah. No, I knew that I recognized the kid, but The Visit came out when? Like, was it before this?
I think it was
like 2013,
maybe?
Jesus. That's weird. I went and saw it in the drive-thru
Really?
with this girl that, I'm not even in contact with anymore, but it doesn't even feel like that long ago.
Yeah, dude.
It's crazy.
I watched it like twice the past year, actually. I really enjoyed that movie.
No, that's a good one, but this was, I think, both of our first times watching this particular film.
It's my second time.
Oh, is it? Oh, yeah.
But
Right,
I'm having a little bit of a... What's that called when you recall something incorrectly?
Oh, I don't know.
But you know,
Maybe
like
I'm having it right now.
You remember something completely different.
Yeah.
So the first time I watched this movie, at the end, the savior wasn't the duct tape; it was flour. And I remember myself Googling, "Can flour, stop an open wound?" And I looked online, and it said yes, flour can. And just to make sure, I went back and I Googled it again, and it said the same thing, like flour can stop an open wound. And the first time I watched this movie, it was flour and not duct tape. And I remember it because she had flour on her neck, and I was like, "Yo,
is it selective like memory or something?" Is that
no?
what
It's a phenomenon. I forgot what it's called. Like, like Berenstain Bears.
I know what you're talking about. I think there's a movie coming out about that or something.
Dude,
like
I
that.
swear to God, we're in a fucking simulation. Because I swear, I watched this movie when it came out first on Netflix.
Yeah,
and that was the ending.
Yeah, really? Wow, jeez. Well, maybe they
re-edited
it or something.
I googled it. I even looked at reviews of this movie from 2016, and all of them mentioned duct tape.
Oh man, wow.
And I remember flour. I think I even messaged you it.
That's fucking weird. Well, anyway, apart from the crazy psychological phenomena,
we're in a simulation.
That this movie
Elon Musk was right.
Is it Elon Musk or Elon Tusk?
Oh, no, Musk.
Okay, but yeah, I don't know. This was my first time watching this movie, at least, and I saw the duct tape. But,
dude, first time I watched it, when I watched it the day it came out in 2016 on Netflix.
Wow.
It was flour.
That's weird. Well, you guys will see what we're talking about if you do watch this movie. But let's talk about the movie.
Maybe it was censored.
Maybe
on Netflix. But why choose?
No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't be.
Duct tape.
It follows this group of 3 kids, essentially. In particular, a babysitter and her charge, which I don't even know. This kid looked like 14, 15, 16. I don't know why he needs a babysitter.
He's supposed to be 12 in the movie.
Is he?
Yeah, he's 12 going on 13, but he was like, what, 16 when he was playing?
Yeah,
I
don't know, man. Well, okay, I guess that's a little fairer, but anyway, babysitter, kid, eventually kid's idiot prankster jerk friend comes back, but they think that there's some kind of crazy home invasion thing going on where somebody is stalking them. At least the babysitter does. So.
Yeah, it really went like the strangers / your next route, and then it just flipped. And it turns out our main character, what was his name, Luke, he was trying to trick his babysitter Ashley into thinking there was a home invasion so he can save her from it.
Yeah, pretty weird. I mean, you can see right away in like the trailer and stuff like that something's not quite right with this kid, portrayed by Levi Miller. I think he did a really good job. Yeah, he basically kind of finishes out the movie by kind of fleshing out the rest of the plot, and we won't give away too many really like big spoilers or anything like that, but he has a huge role to play. There's a lot to talk about here in this movie with themes like toxic masculinity and misogynism. Yeah, it's all that. He seemed
like, remember that incel kid that sat in his car recording videos and then he like killed a few girls at like the sorority? This is who he reminds me of.
I mean, there was that story recently about the girl who was like raped and killed by that one guy because she rejected his catcalls and stuff like that. So somehow this movie is even more relevant now.
Dude, what the fuck is wrong with people?
I don't know, man. There's something seriously wrong with a lot of people. There's something seriously wrong with this kid too. And this movie, I think, does that pretty well. The thing I liked, at least, was that it really didn't push any of those issues.
No, it was really implicit.
It was done pretty naturally.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that was good. I thought the writing was actually pretty solid. Dialogue was actually good. Not a lot of movies can have really kind of flowy, natural kind of dialogue. I think this movie did that pretty well, and even the character of Ashley, played by Olivia DeJonge, didn't feel really forced or anything like that to me. There's people, like that out there. So with that kind of personality. So yeah, I thought that was good. Script was good. Cinematography was actually pretty great.
The gore was really subtle. They kind of would like move the camera away from the event the second that the gore would happen.
Yeah.
It was kind of like Halloween-ish, It wasn't like Friday the 13th-ish when the gore is really like in your fucking face.
I didn't hate it because, I feel like this movie could definitely be compared in some ways to The Babysitter, which was extremely gory, but it was also kind of because it was more, not goofy, but what's the word I'm looking for? You know what I mean? It just kind of had that
wild factor
more
to
like,
it.
just wild, more like shock value, I guess I want to say. Like when the thing fell into the dude's head and he was just fucking bursting and everything. This movie didn't really have that. This one was a lot more subtle, which was nice.
Yeah, I like when the yellow paint started mixing with the blood during the paint can scene.
Yeah, no, that was actually cool. Like there was actually some love given here to other Christmas movies, and I even saw some resemblance to like Home Alone and stuff like that in this movie, which was cool. So even though it wasn't like the themes of Christmas weren't really there, it was still a Christmas themed movie. I mean, it was taking place right on Christmas, and you could see all the decorations and all that
and the
stuff.
snow.
Yeah,
it's really what made it a Christmas movie.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't really no Santa Claus or elves or anything really like that.
No,
unless you count home invasion part of the Christmas culture, then sure.
Yeah, but people will still even watch like The Thing and The Shining during Christmas just because of the snow.
I guess.
I guess. I mean, they're not really Christmas movies, but this one I would say is probably a Christmas themed horror movie. You're not going to get those vibes like hugely, and the themes aren't really there, but like visually, it's definitely Christmas.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, there is that. So I mean, I can definitely recommend this one as a Christmas movie. I thought it was sweet. If you're being really nitpicky, it's more of like a thriller, but I think that what it does effectively. The kid in particular is creepy, and I hate him.
Yeah, I hated him to death.
So that was definitely done effectively. And overall, yeah, I had a pretty good time watching it. Like it was twisty here and there. Like there was one, I guess, big reveal.
Yeah.
And then, there was some other stuff that happened, but I was still looking forward to everything, coming up in the movie. So I had a good time watching it.
I did too. It was my second time watching it. The ending, like I said, shocked me because it's not what I remembered. I got hit with a fucking psychological phenomenon. I swear to fucking God. All right, never mind.
Bro, I think you need to go on like a spiritual journey or something.
I think I do. I'm gonna play the lottery. But the kid, it's not like watching a Ghostface movie or a Halloween movie or a Friday the 13th. You're not rooting for the antagonist in this movie.
Yeah.
Like even the people who are shitty people in this movie, like the girl's like ex-boyfriend and her current boyfriend, like they're douchey, but they're not like, like you kind of don't want anything to happen to them because they're almost so douchey that they seem like innocent. You know what I mean? It's just that they have that stupidness to them, so you'd feel bad. But
yeah, as long as they don't reek of like pure evil, then I'm usually like maybe they shouldn't die. But no, so I thought that the characterization was actually done pretty well.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
It was pretty fun to watch too. I mean, there wasn't, like you said, really many Christmas vibes other than like the visual. I mean, the Christmas carolers, wasn't there Christmas carolers in?
Yeah. Okay. I think.
I remember she was tied up and he was just standing at the front and giving out hot chocolate or whatever.
Yeah. No, that was good. That was good. There were a lot of cool moments. I mean, even the boyfriends and stuff. Dacker, I don't know how to say his name. Dacker Montgomery from Stranger Things played Billy. Is in this movie too. I don't know if you noticed. I noticed his face. I was like, "Oh shit, that's Billy." And this was actually before.
He was a douchebag
in Stranger Things. Yeah, seasons 2 and 3. The
the
douchebag older brother. Yeah, with like the mullet or whatever, and like that shitty mustache.
The one whose dad like whoops his ass. Or whatever. That is him.
That is him. Yeah. So pretty cool to see because I mean, this I believe was before he was in Stranger Things. So I wonder if this was his first like bigger role. I'm not sure. I'd have to check. But that was just kind of an interesting thing I I noticed. Other than that, I didn't really notice anybody else like super huge or anything like that, but I liked the cast overall. The mom and dad were cool too. Actually, Patrick Warburton is probably the biggest star in this movie,
Yeah,
but
Joe.
we only saw him for a little bit.
Joe from Family Guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Even dude, he has the same voice in every fucking movie.
He was actually hilarious in this movie,
He
though.
was.
Just like really subtly so, but no, I mean, that's his voice. Like, how can you not have him talk like that?
Yeah.
I'm not ever gonna be like, hey Patrick, can you like not talk in your regular voice?
See, the thing is though, for Joe's voice on Family Guy,
Mhm.
he's just himself.
Oh yeah. I mean, I feel like he kind of talks. He has to take on the character of Joe, which is kind of dumb, even though he's like a cop. You know?
Yeah.
But yeah. Other than that, though, he pretty much just sounds like himself.
Yeah.
But he was a delight to see in this movie. I was pleasantly surprised by that. So I think we can move on. Do you have anything else you want to say about Better Watch Out?
No, I think Olivia, she was my favorite part of this movie.
No.
Even though that little sociopath was pretty cool. I just wanted her to like kill his little ass the whole time.
Yeah, same. She was a good heroine, I think, for sure.
Did you watch after the credits what happened?
Oh yeah, I do. I do. Let's not say it.
yeah.
Let's not say it. But I do. I know what you're talking about. That was cool. I was pleased by that because I wasn't like super into the pre-credits ending, so I'm glad they included that. But yeah, I don't really have too much more either to say about that one. I do recommend it. It's a bit of a different Christmas, horror movie. I think you guys will like it. This next one though is definitely like a lot more Christmas oriented.
Yes, like literally 1,000 times more Christmas oriented.
But it's a little bit different.
It's a little wild.
It's Finnish, and it's kind of more of like a dark folktale.
Yes, because in their culture, Santa Claus and Krampus is the same person.
Yeah, that's right. It's not in there that they have. Well, first of all, the movie is Rare Exports: A Christmas Tale,
which is a kind of a reimagining of like the Rare Export from 2003. Where they capture and sell Santa Clauses. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Was that like a full movie or like a short?
No, it was a short.
Okay, that makes sense then. So yeah, this is probably the same kind of core group of people, maybe. I want to say. Because that's usually how it goes. Yeah, it depends. I'll have to check that one out too, though, because I mean the concept is cool. But yeah, so this movie is about a little community in Finland somewhere, actually right by this huge mountain that discovers that their reindeer, which is a very important part of their survival, really. Are all slaughtered by who knows what one day. Coincidentally, there's like this digging expedition blowing shit up on top of the mountain because some crazy old white guy wants to find Santa Claus.
Yeah, he's trying to extract Santa Claus because like there's like this old legend that Santa Claus got trapped out onto the ice and then they dropped him into the ice and then they waited for the ice to harden and they took the block and they buried it under mounds and mounds of rocks.
Mm-hmm. Which sounds like a folktale already right there, and there's actually a lot of it. Like if you dig into Scandinavian and European folklore and everything like that, Santa Claus can very much be evil. His little elves are evil, that he employs. I think even in some stuff his elves are like demons basically or something.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of really cool source material to kind of draw from. This movie is very much that. This community discovers this. They discover one of these elves,
which they thought was Santa Claus originally, and he bites what's his name, Peepatinen's ear off.
Yeah,
like half of it. Oh my god, that guy's name is just so
Peepotinen. Yeah.
Every time the kid would yell at him from the helicopter, Peepotinen, I was like, bro, just give him a nickname, like
Peep,
P.
No.
This whole movie was.
I was trying to figure out how to say the main kid's name for a while. It's not a slight to it or anything like that. It's just, pronunciation sometimes can be a little difficult when you're not from that culture or country or anything. But
like how you can tell in this movie, his dad was Rauno. He's angry all the time, but it's mainly because like, one, their money is like low. That those reindeer getting killed kind of fucked with their like their money big time, and then two, like you kind of see like. What's really wrong underneath when the kid mentions his dead mother?
Yeah. I think this movie actually did a great job in exploring those themes. I mean, at the end of the day, honestly, it was really, I don't know why, but I guess it's because like we're Slavic and shit.
Yeah.
We can kind of understand it. It's like, man, if our parents came into what these people came into, hell yeah, they would like try to profit off that shit.
Hell yeah, dude. Imagine if our parents came across some fucking elves used by Santa Claus.
Oh my god. Oh yeah.
Dog, we'd be rich.
And that's basically what the movie is about, yeah. But it's really cool. And then I kind of related to the kid running around in his underwear and like looking for his dad.
That was kind of weird. Like, it's like, dude, he's fucking walking around and it's snowing, and he's just like, Dad, were you on the roof? I'd be like, yo, put some pants on, my dude.
My dad would definitely tell me that too, actually, but I still used to just run around like that all the time.
Yeah,
so
hell yeah.
I kind of relate to it. I'm actually happy that this movie kind of portrayed a lot of that stuff a little bit more realistically. And, you know, you could really kind of feel, you know, their disparity and how, you know, not well off they actually are, and they're just little, you know, shamble of a hut and everything. And their barn or whatever is coming down and stuff like that. So you can really kind of feel those things, and here they're presented with this really, really strange fucking event that they can't explain, and somehow it's Santa Claus. Like, there's no way I would believe it, but...
And it's not even like the traditional Santa. It's like the original concept of Santa.
Yeah.
Like the fucking... Which is basically Krampus.
Yeah.
Because he had the... Like, we saw when he was frozen, he had the Krampus horns and the little pamphlets or whatever the fuck. He looked like a fucking devil. Like,
yeah. I was going to ask before, I don't know if it even is in Finland, but somewhere over there, I think they actually have... Maybe it's Austria or something.
Their own
have
Santa
like
Claus.
That,
yeah.
That whole, like, festival where they just celebrate Krampus and stuff, and they parade through the streets in like all those crazy ass devil outfits and shit, scaring kids. Because that's the whole reason those stories even existed, was to like scare kids and
to being good,
have them be good.
Kind of like religion does with adults.
Yeah, and we see that perfectly in this movie because, you know, they go after the kids who are naughty. So there you go, right there. Like, if you ever wanted an evil Santa Claus type movie, this is pretty much it. I mean, Krampus was really good, but what this movie did really, really well was definitely capture that dark folklore, fairy tale type of vibe, which Krampus definitely didn't do. I mean, being an American movie is a lot more kind of like action heavy and CGI heavy. This movie actually had some CGI too, but I think it actually worked most of the time.
It didn't look bad until really the explosion.
Yeah, that's the only thing I would say was not that great. But even the snow looked kind of cool because it lended to that sort of like magical vibe that the movie had.
I really enjoyed the movie though. Like, the pacing and then the unveiling, because like at first we thought they had found Santa, and then, you know, spoiler alert, it wasn't Santa. It was one of the elves.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It just was really perfect for me, and like the really like strenuous relationship the father has with his son, because like he doesn't have time to really be a father because he's always like doing shit and working and trying to get shit done, and the mom is dead, and so it's like really rough on him.
I mean, it can be something that's really relatable to a lot of people. You know, maybe not the dead mom thing or anything like that, or even raising a child, but even just being in poverty is very relatable to a lot of people. And I think a lot of people can relate to what's happening in this movie, more or less. I really hope that nobody actually has caught like an elf or Santa Claus, but you know, still.
You did tell me that shit.
Yeah, for real.
I'll give you 20 grand right now.
But still, I think the writing was good. And yeah, like you said, pacing was solid. I liked all the killing scenes. And this is another movie where we don't really have like a lot of like blood and gore and guts and everything like that. But it still worked, you know. It's more of like a dark, grim type of film.
Yeah, it's a really grim, like one of those grim fairy tales.
Yeah.
I don't know why some places label this as a dark comedy. There was nothing funny, really even humorous about it up until like the ending. I
think it was largely just like the interactions between the core group of adults. But I don't know, I guess for me that's like pretty standard, you know, interactions between like Europeans and stuff.
Yeah, that's what it seemed like.
But maybe that's why it's kind of like a comedy. I don't know.
I guess I could see it.
Yeah, but either way, definitely more of like a dark fairy tale type thing. If that's kind of what you're looking for, definitely recommend this one. Really unique concept, I feel like, as well, because the whole evil Santa Claus thing in general is not super creative or unique. There's been a lot of movies like that, mostly Krampus related, because he is the OG evil Santa Claus.
They call him in Krampus, they call him the Shadow of Saint Nicholas.
Yeah. But, this movie did everything, I feel like, really well. The end was the only thing that I can kind of criticize and wasn't like a huge fan of. But I think overall, the movie kind of achieved what it was going for. Not super scary or anything like that, but definitely had those creepy vibes to it.
Oh, yeah, definitely. It was atmospheric. Cinematography was great. The acting was great. I really had no gripes, like you said, with this movie until the end. The end was kind of like, okay, but it's understandable that they would go like the kind of like really light tone route. Like, it was a real big change in tone at the end. I think that's because everything changed. For the characters from being like poor and everything was so serious because they had to work so hard and they were in a deficit to like just the complete opposite. Since the movie changed tone, I think the characters for sure had to change it as well, extremely.
Yeah. That last big like action sequence though, it made me feel like I was watching the Polar Express or something like that. But no, I mean, it's cool. I actually like how it ended, because I think that's not what I would normally expect.
Right.
Watching a movie, but it was cool how they did it. So overall, really like this one as well. I recommend it. I want to say probably even recommend this one a little bit more out of the two films. So if you had to pick one,
I agree.
Rare Exports would be the way to go. There is some English in it. If you're one of those people, it is largely in Finnish. So just be aware of that.
I didn't mind it at all.
No, not at all. It was engaging. It was interesting. And I just liked everything that was going on. Visually, it was solid. A lot more of like a dreary, snowy kind of movie as opposed to, Christmas lights and Christmas trees and shit. But I thought it worked a lot for this one. So go check them both out. Better Watch Out is on Netflix, and you can watch Rare Exports on Hulu and on Amazon Prime. So if you got all those, which I'm guessing most of you probably do, you can check these movies out. And then let us know what you thought about them by reaching out to us on Facebook and Instagram at Grave Discussions, and then on Twitter at GraveDiscSRD. You can also check out our website, gravediscussions.net, where we do have a contact us forum. You can listen to the newest episode and a bunch of other stuff. So I think that's going to wrap it up here for episode 85, Sam.
Yes. It was a very festive episode. And tune in next week where we'll be discussing something people are on the fence about.
Yeah. Be on the lookout, guys. We've got that coming up
on Grave Discussions. You should have said ho, ho, ho.
Ho, ho, ho.
This has been an SRD production.